Local and live. Covering Franklin and Washington counties, it's Let's Talk TriState.
Hello, Dan DeDona here with the localnews1.org weekly report for Hagerstown, Chambersburg, Smithsburg, Fairfield, Waynesboro, and all the communities in and around our local area. I'm going to start off with, as we usually do, with 5 things to do this weekend. This is the 23rd of January edition for January 2026. First off, the Macedonia United Brethren Church in Greencastle will be hosting a benefit pancake breakfast and bake sale to support the family of Lauren Browning. Community fundraiser will be held Saturday, January 24th from 7 to 10 a.m. at the church at 11887 Worley Town Road, with proceeds helping to cover medical bills and expenses related to Browning's illness. You should have a really good breakfast there before the storm comes in. Second up, Candlelight Concerts will be presenting Candlelight Queen versus ABBA, a battle of the bands, so to speak, between two pop icons. Queen and ABBA are just both great groups. It'll be a sensory experience at the Cortland Mansion at 6:30 p.m. on Saturday, January 24th at 19411 Cortland Drive in Hagerstown. Should be a great time. Tickets are starting at $42, and you can check the website for their availability at eventvesta.com. Third on the list, Chick-fil in Chambersburg is throwing a party to celebrate 10 years of serving the community in the Chambersburg area at their restaurant at 970 Norland Avenue. They're offering a free entree or a kids meal to any guests who show up wearing their most creative party hat. That'll be on Saturday, January 24th. Celebration runs all day for dine-in, carry-out, and drive-through orders. And the Chick-fil Cow will also be making an appearance. It'll be available from 9 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. for photos. So if you've never had your photo taken with a Chick-fil Cow, this is your opportunity this weekend. Fourth up, at the Waynesboro Theater, there's going to be a Robert Redford revival of sorts. They'll be showing 3 Robert Redford classics. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid on Friday at 7 p.m. Jeremiah Johnson, which is really a pretty good movie. It doesn't get all the credit that it should. Jeremiah Johnson on Saturday the 7th at 7 p.m. and Out of Africa on Sunday at 4 p.m. That'll be located at the downtown Waynesboro Theater. Tickets are $7 for adults and $6 for kids. So it's a great time. And they got all the usual stuff, popcorn and candies and Cokes and whatnot. And fifth up, the Lambden's Puzzle Pieces, an interesting group. They're going to be hosting a Maryland Puzzle Derby, a fast-paced jigsaw showdown for groups of 4 who will race to complete 500-piece puzzles at the Maryland Theater's Manger Ballroom, 21 South Potomac Street in Hagerstown. Participants, the clock will start at 1 p.m. on Sunday, January 25th. Participants will not know what image they are assembling until the timer begins. Apparently they'll have a cloth over it. It'll be a big secret. It should be interesting. Registration is $136 per team through Ticketmaster. And we're going to add one additional topic for this week. The Gettysburg Foundation is highlighting its free winter lecture series and History Kids Reading Adventures Club. These both take place at the Gettysburg National Military Park Museum and Visitor Center in Gettysburg. The History Kids Reading Adventures Club meets on Saturday, January 24th at 11 a.m. at the theater. And that program is recommended for children ages 4 to 10, features themed book readings led by a park educator and hands-on activities. The Foundation's Winter Lecture Series will continue after the kids show at 1:30 p.m. both Saturday, January 24th and Sunday, January 25th in the museum's theater. Park rangers, historians, and authors explaining Civil War topics will be available in 1-hour talks designed for lifelong learners as well as casual visitors. Both of these are free and open to the public. So there are some activities going on. Most of them are taking place before the forecast starting time for the snowstorm coming up, which is, of course, our very first story for this week. Nasty storm is forecast to come. They're forecasting up to 18 inches along the I-81 corridor, followed by extremely cold single-digit temperatures. So you ought to if you have a moment, you ought to go out and take a look at that article, if for no other reason than the graphic that is included down at the bottom, which covers a full range of things that you should probably do to prepare for very, very cold weather in your house, in your car. It's worth taking a moment and being prepared, because craziest things happen during cold weather. Mostly because you didn't prepare in advance. In Smithsburg, they had a special session of the council on the 20th of January to take up two topics along with some regular business. There was a proposal that they should become a tree city in accordance with there are programs in Maryland, much as there are in Pennsylvania, that will designate you as a tree city, and because of that, you get certain benefits. It lines up with activities in Arbor Day. The second topic that they were bringing up was that they're also taking a look at some property where in the past they want to retrofit the way they handle stormwater. And the way it's set up right now, they got 4.55 acres that's set aside, and it basically impounds the water until it finally goes away. They want to alter that. The retrofit would be to plant a lot of trees and bushes and shrubs and whatnot, and basically make it more of a filtration system, so that by the time it has passed through this property, it helps to restore the water table and has other benefits for water flowing downstream. So the council was interested in more details on both of these, but especially the storm retrofit. So more to follow on that. They're going to need to get some costs before they actually make a decision, but could be a very good deal for both the long-term water supply in Smithsburg and for ecology in general. In Mercersburg, they got a $3.8 million water treatment improvement loan from the Pennsylvania Infrastructure Investment Authority. The idea here is they want to replace the Buck Run facility, which is getting old, and by replacing it, they expect to have much, much better water for people in the vicinity of Mercersburg. Franklin County, there were awards to the total of $2.4 million in the form of grants for 8 different projects provided by the Commonwealth Financial Authority. They were announced by Representative Reichert and Senator Mastriano, and they deal with various combinations, depending upon which community you're talking about: water, roads, and streetlights. The towns that are involved in that are Greencastle, Quincy, Mont Alto, Antrim Township, Washington Township, Waynesboro, and Montgomery Township. So $2.4 million for a number of improvements. You should be able to see that coming up this summer to water, roads, and streetlights in the area. In Franklin County, they have extended contracts for a variety of routine services, including for their solicitor and janitorial services, and they are also authorizing virtual training for county caseworkers. Be a pretty good deal and should help to hold their costs down. In Waynesboro, been a big hoo-ha about a hearing for former high school principal Steve Pappas. That took place on the 19th and 20th of January. Mr. Pappas was demoted from high school principal to an elementary school teacher because of some of the things that he did. Pappas elected to challenge these demotions in the form of a hearing. Is one of two ways that he's authorized to challenge it in order to contest this move by the school district. Apparently, these meetings went very, very long, with an awful lot of information being passed forward and some challenges. They will be resuming this on the 30th of January, and hopefully not any more than that. They hope to be able to wrap up. It is stirring up quite a few feelings in the community, though, as people hear what all has been going on. Pennsylvania and the Department of Conservation and Natural Resources is offering internships in state parks in 2026. You have opportunities for people who are looking to getting into the forestry business, and this is an opportunity to get some information on your resume before you actually go off to college, or even if you're in college. Key thing on this is you need to apply by this week. So today is probably the day that if you haven't already, you probably need to contact DCNR officials and see to it that you can invest. Check the article in localnews1.org for the contact information. In Waynesboro, the YMCA is joining with United Way to partner providing free tax preparation. Now, tax preparation is going to take place from the 3rd of February through the 15th of April. United Way has apparently been doing this out of their facilities over in Chambersburg for a while, but the Waynesboro YMCA is now adding to that benefit and providing those capabilities in Waynesboro itself. You need to call for an appointment. Wednesday, the tax services will be provided on Wednesdays in Waynesboro and on Tuesdays and Thursdays over in Chambersburg. People with relatively low incomes, under $69,000, what they refer to as low and medium incomes, are eligible for this service. Hagerstown is offering free CPR and Narcan training on the 18th of February, the 25th of April, the 18th of July, and the 24th of October at their Washington County Public Training Center. That'll take place from 9 until noon. You can sign up at the link on localnews1.org. The Franklin County Visitors Bureau is holding a contest called "It's Always the Right Time to Do the Right Thing." That's a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King. So they're going to have an essay contest. You need to send in your applications to the Franklin County Visitors Bureau by 23rd of February. The contact information for them is also at localnews1.org. In Hagerstown, it's a blessing to be a blessing. This is an organization in Hagerstown that has really done particularly well. There's a lady there by the name of Deidre Norris, who's also known as Mama D, who started providing meals for people that needed them back in 2012, and most of these things that turn out to be a success have evolved. She has moved into larger quarters now at the John Wesley. She used to do this out of her home, off of her porch during COVID, as a matter of fact. She's now moved into larger facilities at the John Wesley United Methodist Church in Hagerstown. So they're able to provide more. Probably the key point I'd like to mention about this is these folks are 100% grassroots. They apparently don't get any money from anyplace else. They just get local donations and they do the Lord's work, if you will. So good on them, and I hope they're able to continue for a good long time. If you haven't had an opportunity and you're looking for something good to donate to, you might consider this. In Waynesboro, the Connection Women's Ministry is hosting Galentine's Day. It'll be a workshop for single women and teens aged 16 to 18. That'll take place on the 14th of February between 9 and 11:30 in the morning at the Connections office in Waynesboro. What these folks do is they help women to grow in a path that enables them to take care of themselves and establish connections with other women. Same sort of thing happens with men a lot of times. They get completely separated from family or groups, and bad things happen. But these folks focus on women. They do very good work. So you might want to, if you are eligible for this, you might want to check that out. In police news, in Waynesboro, 37-year-old Isaiah J. Baker is charged with attempted homicide, aggravated assault, firing a weapon, just all manner of things. This is an incident that took place back in March. Apparently, he was concerned about what his former girlfriend was doing. Sometime during the day, he went and broke her window. And then later on, when she had a young fellow over helping her to clean up the glass, she eventually asked him if he would stay for a while, and he did. So Mr. Baker climbed up on a roof across the street and shot into his girlfriend's house. She was not injured, but he did manage to hit the gentleman that was helping her out in the ankle. So this is the kind of craziness that's really hard to understand. I mean, take the hint. If it's not working, walk away, try something else. Don't be shooting at people. Good grief. Excuse me. In Washington County, the sheriff's department has come out with their second scam warning within a month. This one, the previous one, had to do with scammers actually adopting the identities of law enforcement officers in the county. In this particular case, they've moved up a notch. Now they're taking over the identities of people in the court system of Franklin County. Both of these are very similar. People call, they say that you're in arrears or you haven't done something and you have to pay up soon. The giveaways on this are that no legitimate either sheriff's department or court system will call you up and start threatening you with legal action. And they certainly won't ask you to send them money via Venmo or Zelle or any other online digital service. They'll either send you a certified letter or they'll ask you to come and deal with you in person, but they just simply don't do things this way. So if you hear something like this, it's probably bogus. You can probably safely hang up with fear of being thrown in jail. In Hagerstown, the United Way of Washington County got $20,000 from an interesting source. If you've ever heard of the LA Knight from WWE Wrestling, well, it turns out that LA Knight is also known as Sean Ricker from Hagerstown, who has donated $20,000 to United Way in order to handle and help people who are designated as ALICE families. That's a term that stands for Asset Limited, Income Constrained, Unemployed. There's a lot of people that use this kind of designation in both Pennsylvania and in Maryland. It basically helps to define people that need certain kinds of assistance. So this extra $20,000 is a very nice gesture on his behalf. In Washington County, indoor track championships were held at Hagerstown Community College on the 16th of January. Boonesboro, Hancock, Clear Spring, Smithsburg, Williamsport, and both North and South high schools in Hagerstown participated. There's a very long list of both boys and girls who participated and took awards. So again, I would refer you to the article in localnews1.org. In Hagerstown, there were 5 people from Hagerstown and 3 people from Chambersburg who participated in the Disney Dopey Challenge. That was held at Disney World back on the 8th through the 11th of January. This is an interesting competition. Not only do you have to go to Florida to run this, which is not necessarily all bad this time of year. But over the course of 4 days, you have to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, and a full marathon on successive days. So this is really, it's almost an Ironman challenge the way it sounds. The people who participated in this from Hagerstown, Garrett Ammons, Joel Carson, Maria Kramer, Mackenzie Rifford, and Madeline Sink. And the Chambersburg contingent included Amy and Anthony Lynch and Danielle Rhodes. So congratulations to all of you. If I recall correctly, none of them actually won it, but they all showed up, which is probably the most important thing under most circumstances. They all performed, and several of them did particularly well. So congratulations to all of you. In health news, the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, UPMC Medical Moment, focused on back pain for this past week. They have considerable advice, the main one being if you're experiencing back pain, you probably shouldn't wait around until you're actually flat on your back and unable to move. They offer several suggestions concerning what kind of issues to be watching for, treatments that are available, and preventive actions that you can take. The preventive actions are really pretty good. Most of all, they basically say you need to get up and be active and do some exercise and stretch that back and move it and make sure the muscles are in good shape so there isn't anything that has become so susceptible to injury that you'd have to go in and get serious treatment. There's a whole lot more in localnews1.org. We had a Taming of the Shrew review this past week from the folks over in Hagerstown. Franklin County and Washington County Breweries Roundup. These are always interesting because every one of these breweries is always trying to do something. So we try to do a roundup of that just in case you want to take advantage. The local history article this week was particularly good. It basically traced what are the first buildings that tended to go up in the 17 and early 1800s when towns were starting to be formed, mostly because farmers needed someplace to trade. But the first building in most cases turned out to be a church, and most of those churches are still there on the original sites. They've may or may not have been renovated over the years or be in the process of being renovated, but pretty good article. Also the writings of Dargan Boy. We are very proud to be the news source for Verstandig Media. You can see all the local news at localnews1.org. It is all local. We don't do any national. We are not social media, although we are online. We do news. News that you can count on. We want you to be able to rely on us and come to one source to see what's going on. Save you the trouble of going through 15 or 20 of your favorite social media sites to maybe find an element of news. And with that, we'll leave you with the thought of the day. There is a story of a midget fortune teller who escaped from prison. He was described as a small medium at large. Bada bing. Have a great week and stay warm this weekend. Take a look at that article about the snowstorm coming in, especially that graphic. You need to pay attention to that. Just little things like opening your cabinet doors so heat can get in there and keep the pipes warm. Little things count. Anyway, have a great week. Take care.
If you'd like to be featured on an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TriState, call 717-597-9200 or email letstalk@921thegoat.com.